Welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Sukhmani with fresh updates and more citizen voices from all over the world. Stories for the day are: Ehud Olmert advocates Israeli pullout from almost all of West Bank. Brazilian stocks plunge more than 10% in a single day. More than 125 devotees die in Indian temple stampede. And US demands IAEA report on Syrian nuclear program. Prime Minister Ehud Olmert has advocated Israeli pullout from almost all the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Mr. Olmert, who now heads an interim government following his September 21st resignation, said that such a move was imperative to achieve peace with the Palestinians. CJ Jesse Edwards supports Prime Minister Olmert's stance and also agrees with the idea of a separate Palestinian state.
This is Jesse Edwards, citizen journalist from Israel, reporting on Instablogs. Mr. Olmert's departing comments are bound to create ripples. The suggestion for virtually giving up all the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem comes from a leader who for 35 years resolutely opposed the same. Mr. Olmert also stated that this was the only way to ensure peace with the neighboring Palestinians. Israelis, rather than hitting back at the statement, should consider it seriously. It is high time that Israelis combine Zionist patriotism with humanitarian values. A Palestinian state for Palestinians is equally essential, just as Israel is for Israelis. Peace has eluded this region for more than half a century, replete with violence, just because we kept on deferring what may rightly be termed as Palestinian rights, and it is only getting worse with each passing day. Maybe this time we should give peace a chance, even if it means contradicting our own innermost desires and collective instincts.
Brazil's Ibovespa stock index plunged 9.4% as US Congress rejected an emergency bailout package for the banks. Brazil's President Lula da Silva lashed out at the United States, saying their irresponsibility could destroy the fiscal strides made in the developing world. CJ Celso insists that the US should own up for its acts and immediately pass the bill to restore stability in the global financial markets.
This is Celso, citizen journalist reporting from Brazil for Instablogs. Brazil's Bovespa index has tumbled by 10%, the most in a decade ever since the United States lower house rejected the $700 billion bank rescue plan aimed at restoring confidence in the global financial markets. The question remains, why should the rest of the world be made to suffer for the crisis which erupted because of the wrongdoings of greedy American bankers? The bill failed because some of the House legislators considered it to electorate against the usage of taxpayers' monies to bail out the bankers. The American materialism and insatiable demand for anything and everything, even when it was beyond their means too, has led to this day. It is not fair for Latin Americans, African and Asian countries to pay for the irresponsibility of American financial system. The House should immediately pass the bill and fix the hole it created in international financial system. Otherwise, United States will become known as the biggest banana republic in the world.
At least 125 people have been killed in a stampede at a Hindu temple in the northern Indian state of Rajasthan. There have been a number of deadly stampedes in India's temples recently. Last month, 140 people were killed in the northern Indian state of Himachal Pradesh. CJ Radhika believes that inadequate arrangements by the state are to be blamed for such tragedies.
This is Radhika, a citizen journalist reporting from India. How many more such incidents require yearly repetition to shake the government from its deep slumber? Just a few months ago, more than 100 Hindu devotees lost their lives in a similar stampede at Naina Devi in the northern state of Himachal Pradesh, owing to inadequate facilities. This is a festive season and Hindu temples throughout the country are thronged by pilgrims to celebrate the start of 9-day Navratra festival. The district authorities should have ensured proper arrangements such as sufficient crowd control measures and provision of first aid facilities in the eventuality of any untoward incident. The temple authorities and the visiting devotees too should volunteer to ensure smooth commencement of the religious fair. With the festivities in full swing at the temples and markets, the authorities must ensure sufficient arrangements to avert such tragedies.
The United States government has asked the International Atomic Energy Agency for a full report about Syrian nuclear program, which it claims that Syria has. Syria has, however, denied having any such program after a statement of the chairman of IAEA saying that there is no evidence that Syria has a nuclear reactor. CJ Mustafa Hamido asserts Syrian right to have its own nuclear program.
This is Mustafa Hamido, citizen journalist from Syria. What I want to say here is that Bush administration is trying to fabricate these evidences to accuse nations which are not its allies in having a nuclear program. Having a nuclear program is a right for any nation. Even having the atomic bomb is also a right. You may be surprised about my last sentence. If we just take a look to the world's superpowers, you'll know what I mean. All nations which are considered as superpowers are having a nuclear bomb, and even more. I know that they are not using it, but it helps them in defending themselves. Imagine that Iraq was having such bombs. Was America going to attack and occupy it? I doubt. Especially if we compare the Iraqis model to the North Korean model. America is using the diplomacy with North Korea, which has the atomic bomb, while it has occupied Iraq, which it has not.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today's show. We'll be back with fresh updates and more citizen voices. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.